Okay, so today we're going to talk about mean, median, mode, and range. Now, these are all things you guys have probably learned before, so this should be a review for you guys, and for the most part it's pretty easy. This is just kind of a quick, and this is in your book, just a quick note page kind of refreshing us on what each of these are. Mean is basically just the average of a sum of data. So if we're given like a bunch of numbers in a data pool, like test scores or something like that, or scores from a game for the entire season, and you're looking for the average that was scored. To do that, you add up all your scores and then divide by the number of scores. Okay? And that would give you your average. So that's what you're doing for the mean. The median is just the middle data point. So if you arrange all your data from least to greatest, the median would be the number that's exactly in the middle. Okay? And mode is the number that is the most frequent. So if you have a bunch of data and 7 is repeated the most times, 7 would be your mode. It's whatever is repeated the most. And you can have more than one mode. Say you have like 3 different numbers that are repeated that are tied for repeating the most. You'd have 3 different modes. Okay? So it's just whatever is repeated the most. And then range, it's just looking at the range of data. So you take your highest number, subtract your lowest number to get your range. Okay, so I'm going to go through this and kind of show you guys how to do this. Now, just a heads up, I'm going to show you guys how you can use your calculator to get the mean and the median, which usually take the most work. So you can just plug all your data into your calculator and it'll spit out your mean and your median. The mode and range you'll have to find on your own, but they're also the easiest to find. Mode, you're just looking for the number that repeats the most. Range, you just take the highest number, subtract the lowest number. Okay, so let's look at a data set here. And I'll zoom in here a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Let's do the goals on a hockey game. Okay, so we're zooming in so you guys can kind of see. So there's our data set right there. So these are all the goals that were scored in a hockey game. So to use my calculator to do this, the first thing that I need to do is I need to enter in the data. So to enter in the data, I'm going to actually click on data. And if you find there's already data here, quick way to just get rid of that is just push data again, and you'll see an option to just clear. So you can just clear it right there. And then we can start inputting our data. So to input our data, we just type in each number and push enter to input it into our data set here. So 5, 1, 3, etc. I'm just going to hurry and enter this right now. 6, 5, 5, 3, 9, 3, 5, 5, 6, 6, 3, 5, 3. Okay. So now I have all my data entered, and I have 16 numbers, which I should have since there's 16 numbers entered here. So good thing to check. If I'm on line 17, that means I've entered in the 16 numbers before it. So I'm good to go there. I have the correct number of numbers entered. Now, once I've entered in all the data, I just kind of clear out of the screen, and I want to go to the stat menu now. It's the second option for data. So I'm going to push second, and then the stat option, and then you'll see the bunch of different options available here. We just want the one variable stats, because they're just put it in one variable, the goals in a game. So we put those in, and we're going to use line 1 because that's where we entered our data, and we just push one data set or one variable, and then we push calc. And that spits out a bunch of information. Now, one thing to know within calculator language, mean is the X with a line above. Okay? So anytime you see an X with a line above it, it's talking about the mean. Now, you're going to get a bunch of data here, and is just the total number of numbers in your data set. That would be my mean right there, 4.5625. So I'm going to enter that in, 4.56. I'll round to the nearest hundredth. Okay? And then we've got like standard deviation, which you guys will need later. and a bunch of other stuff. And then min, quartile 1, you're all going to need that to do the box and whisker, but median would be the other one. That's the middle number, right? So I don't have to sit here and rearrange all these numbers from least to greatest to find the middle. I don't have to add them all up to divide them by 16 to get the mean. I just plug them in and the calculator will just do it all automatically for me. So the exact middle number, the median, is actually 5. Now that gives me a couple of my answers. Then to do the mode and range, this is where I have to actually look at the data and figure it out. So for mode, I'm looking for the most repeated number. So right off the bat, I can see there's 3 6s, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3s. But then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s. So it looks like I'm going to have 2 modes. I'm going to have 3 and 5 for my mode. Again, you can have more than one mode. If they tie, it's repeating the most, they would both be your mode. And then range is your highest number subtracted by your lowest number. So highest number is 9, lowest number is 1. 9 minus 1 is going to be 8. And that's what you do to find your mean, median, mode, and range.